Hey everyone, it's Karen from Worldschooling Central and welcome to Friday Live. Today we're speaking to Kate Shiffman from the Family Workation about her upcoming co-working retreat and summer camp in beautiful Portugal. If you're looking to connect with other families, get some work done and have an incredible summer with your family, be sure to stick around. Hey everybody, it's Karen at Worldschooling Central. Good morning and welcome to our Friday Live, or I guess I could say good afternoon or good evening, wherever you are in the world. I am so excited to be here with you today again, and I'm really excited with our guests today, which I'll introduce Kate in just a second to you. For those that don't know, I'm Karen King. I'm the creator of Worldschooling Central, and with my family, I've been now Worldschooling since 2016. So it's been a crazy few years. And Worldschooling Central was really just created to help you travel more, to introduce people to Worldschooling, and help people realize that there's an alternative way to living life, and one that I think most people that get started in the Worldschooling lifestyle absolutely love. Today, as mentioned, I'm super excited to introduce Kate Shiffman from the Family Workation. She and I have partnered up on her very special project, the Family Workation, a summer retreat and co-working retreat for parents and kids and teens in Portugal. Hey Kate, how are you today?
Hi, Karen. Thank you so much for having me. It's such an honor, and it's so exciting to be here talking to you guys. People who are really, into this lifestyle and who are traveling or aspiring to be traveling with their families. I am here in beautiful Madeira, Portugal. I'm working remotely from here. Surprise, surprise. And I am, and I'm so excited to partner with you and to tell you guys and your community about this really interesting opportunity.
Absolutely. I'm so glad you reached out to us. So Worldschooling Central, again, for those that aren't aware, we've run a couple of different trips. We've been to Egypt, we've been to Indonesia, and one of the highlights of Worldschooling for me has been the connection we've made with other Worldschooling families. I'm so excited to be partnering with Kate on this, because this retreat is going to be an amazing opportunity for families to connect, to get to know other Worldschooling families. But Kate's doing things a little bit different to your standard retreat, and it's beautifully set up to target, or to help, I should say, busy working parents who need some dedicated time whilst their kids are going to have the time of their lives. So Kate, let's just start by telling me a little bit introduce yourself to our audience and tell us a little bit about you and how you got to this place.
Yeah, sure. So I'm Russian. I have lived in New York and London, and now I live in Portugal. I always say that I grew up on the plane because my family has been based between the United States and the Ukraine since I was very little. So the idea of traveling and living in different countries is something I grew up with. Another thing I grew up with was being shipped off to the countryside when my parents were working full-time in the city, and so perhaps the idea of finding a way for parents and kids to have a more beautiful, more connected summer experience was something that was always kind of in the back of my mind. Mm-hmm. I come from a long kind of background in marketing and digital marketing. I lived in New York for many years, and something that I noticed about my friends who became parents was that the connection that connection with the kids was so difficult to maintain, because life is hard, right? Like, you have to make a living, you have to make it work. There's so many priorities. You're so focused on creating a better future for your kids. So while you're doing that, you're kind of forgetting those moments, right? And at the same time, coming from a place like New York, I know how exorbitantly expensive summer camp programs are, and you don't even get to spend time with your kids. You spend thousands and thousands of dollars. In some cases, I've heard people spend $8,000 for a few weeks, of summer camp, and they're stuck in the city, and the kids just are running around, but I don't feel like it's a real connection. And so the idea came to me, as I was kind of on my own nomadic journey, and looking at what people were doing, other nomads, but without families, I thought, why not create a retreat for the only kind of like group that has been so far left behind in this, in this kind of global movement to remote work, and these are the parents. So I decided to embark on this journey to create an experience that would allow parents to work, allow children to have a wonderful time, but also keep them together.
Yeah. And you know what, I think the reason I love this so much is that has been for us one of the trickiest things, is trying to get the work done and trying to be a mum and be involved with the kids and not miss out on time with the kids and making sure that they're busy and that they're occupied and that they're learning. And it's just this constant battle of having to do so many things. And I think this is the perfect opportunity to, first of all, connect with other families, which, like I said, we've made so many friends over the last few years as we've world schooled. There's something really special about connecting with other world schooling families because they're like-minded. They just get you. And whilst your family at home might not understand this crazy lifestyle you live, when you connect with a world schooling family, they just get you and you create this incredible bond. But to go beyond that and give parents an opportunity where they can legitimately focus and get their work done and know that their kids are off having an amazing time, that they're connected with other world schooling kids, and know that at the end of my long working day, I can hang out with these awesome families and these awesome kids, and I can have this really special experience with my family. I think that's just the perfect combination of things to do. So let's dive in. Now let's start with the date. So we've got July 2nd to the 16th and August 1st to the 15th. Is that correct?
Yes.
Wonderful. And tell us a little bit about the location that you've chosen.
Yeah. So there are some places in Portugal that people tend to go to, like the Algarve, all the coastal areas. But, these tend to be overcrowded, expensive, and super hot. And it's not really, to me, it's an inferior experience. So because I've lived in Portugal for the last 4 years, I've had the opportunity to explore different areas. So the retreat is taking place in central Portugal. So it's about an hour away from Lisbon. It's a nature, it's a very natural area. There's some mountains, there's lots of lakes and rivers and, lots of hiking and things like that. It's near a city called Tomar, which is actually a gorgeous, gorgeous medieval city from the time of the Templars. So, should you want to, kind of dip your toe in history, there are castles, there are museums, there are things to explore, in the cultural realm as well. So the house itself, so I've rented a beautiful quinta. A quinta is kind of like, it's kind of an estate. It's a beautiful, beautiful family home, which has, I think, 9 bedrooms in total. So we're able to accommodate a small group of families, around 5 families, just to kind of keep things, calm and, in a very kind of intimate capacity. But the best thing is, of course, we have a swimming pool. And
that's
we
important.
have beautiful, of course, because it does get warm there and it's sunny all day long, and we have a beautiful garden and an olive grove, 6 hectares of olive groves.
Wow.
That's, that comprises the property. And, the good thing about this is that obviously, we're all still a little bit worried about being in places that are too public. So, having, an estate like this allows us to be insulated and to feel safe while we're also being outdoors and really enjoying that nature.
The photographs are just absolutely stunning. So tell me a little bit about the facilities that you're going to have for parents, for their co-working.
Yeah, sure. So the house has 2 large, sort of almost ballroom style living rooms, and one of them is going to be transformed into a co-working space. So we've purchased desks and proper chairs, and we'll equip one of these rooms, the one on the 2nd floor, so that there's not much noise and they can be kind of quiet and get their work done, in peace and quiet.
Awesome. That'll be good. And what about the kids? I'm so excited for this this kids program that you've got planned. And I do want to highlight that this isn't just for, you know, younger kids. Kate's very much looking forward to welcoming teens as well, and is adapting the plan to facilitate both younger kids and teens. So tell us a little bit, Kate, about the kids program you've got planned.
Sure. Yeah. So we were actually so fortunate to be able to partner up with one of the biggest summer camps in Portugal. They happen to have a base very close to Tomar, so just around like 10 to 15 minutes drive from the Quinta. So the arrangement we have is that they have allocated 2 childcare facilitators to us, which will come to the Quinta 4 days a week to play with the kids, you know, do cooking classes, Portuguese classes, like water games and things like that. And on day 5, they will come and take the kids to the summer camp. And there you have canoeing, you have a petting zoo, you have bungee jumping, you have all kinds of things. And, you know, thinking specifically about teens, you know, if we end up having a group where there are teens, you know, mixed with younger kids, what we'll do is we'll actually adjust the program a little bit so the teens can go to the camp 3 times a week instead of only once, and you know, they can have fun there, and then the rest, you know, the other 2 days they can still be at the Quinta, they can participate in the classes, they can connect with the younger kids and kind of like have that, you know, kind of kindness exchange going on, but they will have a more robust kind of program because they need to get the energy out.
Yeah, absolutely. It genuinely just sounds incredible. And unfortunately for us this year, we're not going to be able to make it, but it's definitely on our agenda, and we've definitely spoken about wanting to come. And you know, I like the fact that you're just keeping it small at this stage. Someone in our Facebook group asked, you know, why only 5 families? So can you tell us a little bit about that decision?
Yeah, of course. You know, yes, I wanted to make sure that that we're completely safe and secure. You know, we're still, you know, kind of at the tail end of the pandemic, but it's still going on. Not, you know, not everyone is vaccinated. There's still some danger in that regard. So I thought it would be the safe choice to make this a small kind of a limited, you know, let's call it a limited edition experience. To, you know, to make sure that people are safe. It's a small group. Everyone arrives around the same time. Everyone is tested, and you know, everyone kind of stays together as a group, so that we're all safe. But also, you know, smaller groups kind of. I also feel they allow a deeper connection between the people.
Absolutely. Just a quick reminder, if anybody's got any questions about this, we are live right now in the Facebook group. Of course, people will be able to see this in the replay. So if you're watching this in the replay, you're welcome to reach out and have your questions answered. We'll give you the links at the end of the video as to where to go to register and all of that. But if you are watching live and you've got some questions for Kate, don't hesitate to ask those underneath the live, and we'll answer those as they come through. So, Kate, you mentioned, actually, let me ask you first of all, obviously COVID is an issue at the moment, and everybody is aware that there are restrictions. What's it like in Portugal in terms of COVID restrictions?
Yeah, so we, you know, things are a little bit easier here, you know. So from May 3rd, indoor dining is allowed. Outdoor dining has been allowed for the past several weeks. You know, we are all wearing masks outdoors in public areas, just like, you know, pretty much anywhere in the world right now. According to the regulation, you know, we're not required to wear masks where social distancing is possible. So, you know, if you're walking on the beach and there's no one else, like, you know, you don't have to wear a mask. If you are in a crowded town, of course you do. It's kind of, you know, the logical thing to do. The good thing is that obviously, you know, last summer we had a really nice summer, especially compared to some of the other countries. Most things were open, people were out on the street, you know, it was really, you know, a low number of infections because it is a, you know, a fairly hot country. So luckily, you know, the virus isn't as rampant in hot climates. So it is possible to enjoy the outdoors, kind of like almost as if nothing happened, you know.
Oh, that's awesome. So I guess I would like to ask about Portugal itself, because that's not one country that we've been to at this point in time. So what is it that you love about Portugal?
I always say that you come for the landscape and you stay for the people. Um, both are fantastic. I came and I really fell in love with the landscape here. It's a fairly small country, but for a country of the size, it has an incredible diversity of landscape. You have your, beaches, you have your mountains, you have forests, you have lakes, you have lots and lots of rivers. One of my favorite things, actually, and it's particularly common in that area of Portugal, in the center where we're going with this retreat. It's something called Praia Fluvial. So they're natural, lakes or river beaches that have been kind of landscaped by the city hall to make them safer and more approachable, for families, kids, the elderly and people with disabilities. And then there's a little kind of like, there's a little thing built around that, so it would be like a little cafe and maybe a parking lot, maybe a little campground, something like that. But the facilities of the actual bathing are created in a way or retrofitted in a way that it's easier to get into the water. There are some areas that are safer for kids. It's easier to come out of the water, so it's really, really family friendly. And there's some of the most beautiful places. You have like some little lake with beautiful trees around it, and a little little meadow, and rivers, like riverbanks. So it's just the diversity of that natural landscape in that part of the country in particular is just incredible.
You're making me travel sick. I am so missing travel, but it is what it is, and you make the best of each situation. But I think this is a really wonderful experience for whether families are already traveling and they're out and about, and I know a lot of people are still just maybe a little slower, but they're still traveling. Others, we have so many new people in our Worldschooling community at this point in time who COVID has just opened the world up in terms of possibility. People who had maybe never considered homeschooling or never considered remote work have had, they've been thrown into this situation where, they've had to get to know it really quickly. And I know I've spoken to a lot of people who, it's just opened their eyes to something that they never dreamt of. And now they're like, wow, what is this? What is this world that I'm finding myself in? So I think this is going to be a wonderful opportunity for people who are new to this as well. I know that on our Worldschooling trips that we've done, we've had a lot of new people or people that are just sort of dipping their toes in, so to speak. And what you get from connecting with other families and seeing how other families live, it gives you that confidence to be able to go out there and do, live this crazy but incredible lifestyle. And so honestly, I'm just so excited for anybody that's able to take part in this. So just a reminder, July 2nd to July 16th and August 1st to 15th are the dates for that. Now, Kate, you promised something pretty special for our Worldschooling Central members, and I'm pretty excited about this. I want to come just for this, I think. So tell us about the special offer that you've got for our members.
Yeah, so because Portugal is also known for its beaches and its surfing, we're going to have several day trips. Well, one of the day trips is going to be a surf trip to a beautiful, beautiful town called Figueira da Foz. It's around an hour and a half drive. And for the members of the Worldschooling Central community, this trip is free of charge. So that includes transportation there and back, the surf lessons with your wetsuits and your board rentals for your family, and the trip back. So it's an entire day of, falling in the water and doing this with your family. Making a fool out of yourself in front of your kids. And what a better way to connect with them than to fail at something together. No, you're going to be amazing. Everyone will be an amazing surfer.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
but
that's
it's very,
wonderful.
very fun.
Wonderful. Well, look, I'm going to quickly pop up on the screen now where people can go to find out more about this. Of course, they can reach out to you via this link with any additional questions they've got. Still, if you're watching this as a replay, you're welcome to ask questions below. We'll get Kate to keep an eye on this video and answer questions as they come up. Honestly, I think this is such a great experience, and I'm very excited to be a part of this and introducing this to our community, because world schooling hubs and communities are such a critical part of the world schooling experience, and I know that they are particularly popular at the moment. And in Portugal, we've not been there, but Portugal is definitely on a lot of radars at the moment, and I'm hearing about Portugal all over the place. So definitely on our radar for when we finish leasing this hotel, you know, if and when that happens. Anything else you'd like to add, Kate, at this point?
Yeah, I know. I love kind of, you know, the points that you made about, you know, people now realizing that they can actually, you know, continue to have careers and travel and have a lifestyle that is untethered from their jobs. And I think a retreat like this could be a really good way to try this out, to, you know, to try out at least partially this lifestyle, to see, you know, how does this actually work when, you know, I pack all my bags, you know, the millions of suitcases, and we get to this place and I'm working and my child is, you know, close to me, and then we take trips together, and kind of, it's a very different mode of life, of living, of work, of, you know, being with your child, of parenting. And I think for some people, this could be a test. You know, do they want to continue? Do they want to you know, delve deeper into this, or this could be like a once a year experience as well. You know,
Definitely. And
so you know,
sorry, go on.
No, you know, I was gonna say, you know, I spent most of my life in the U.S. and we have such limited paid time off, that, you know, that the ability to work somewhere while also
Very
being
true.
on vacation, you know, is vital, because if you have, you know, like your 10 days or your two weeks, you know, 14 days of vacation, you have to go see the family, right? Your family, your partner's family, right? There's always something coming up, you know, people's, you know, weddings, this and that, you know, between all of the kind of like obligations, obligatory, you know, time off, and trips. When do you find time actually to do what you want, what you like?
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah. And I'd add that 2 weeks is, in my opinion and my experience, is the perfect amount of time. You know, you've got the time to travel to the country. You could do a little sightseeing before and after. But 2 weeks in a group environment like this is just perfect. You have plenty of time to get the work done that you want to, as far as the co-working is concerned. It's the right amount of time to connect with other families, to you know, have those experiences with your kids, and then, you know, have your sad goodbyes at the end of the 2 weeks, because that is something that in our trips that I've noticed, you become very, very good friends with the other families that are there. And, you know, I know that in our group trips, we've got members, you know, wanting to organise, you know, catch-ups and, you know, additional trips so that we can all just go on another trip together. So it really is that sort of friendship that you can create with other families, and that will stay with you as you world school. And there's nothing quite like meeting up with friends around the world, and, you know, meet up with them in Asia, and then Europe, and then South America, and you know, we might all be traveling, but you can create incredible friendships. So look, those contact details are on the screen, thefamilyworkation.com/contact. There is a form on there that you can fill out. Make sure you mention Worldschooling Central in the How Did You Hear About Us section, so that Kate knows to give you that free trip. You don't want to miss out on your free surfing trip. But look, Kate, I'm so excited to be a part of this, and I know you and I have talked about doing a few extra things, and maybe some South America. What future plans do you have for the Family Workation?
Yeah, so I've been having a lot of very interesting conversations, and I think I would like to explore kind of two avenues, the kind of like the more of a workation avenue, which is what we're doing now, so running these retreats, maybe 2-week retreats, 1 to 3 week retreats all over the world. And then also in parallel, actually, catering to the actual world schooling community and running more of like co-living retreats that are longer, maybe, a few months at a time. And again, like bringing in that childcare, and kind of, experiences for the kids. I've had very interesting conversations here in Madeira with some people from Startup Madeira around, if people come here with teens, they don't want to just run around, like what fun things we can do. And, there are tech incubators here, and it's absolutely possible to organize something where, the local startup incubator and, and the local youth and, the World Schooling Families teams from the World Schooling Families can do something together, can create, create products, learn new skills, and do something in the tech realm as well, as well as enjoying kind of the more natural things, I think life and work are merging in positive ways, right?
Yes,
we're
absolutely.
we're all, as we work remotely, we're so much happier and so much more energetic because we live the lives that we actually enjoy. So I think teaching our kids ways to grow through experience, grow through connection, in a very active way, in a very dynamic, way that is not structured by formal education, I think it's incredible, and I think it has a lot of future, and I think that is the best way to really prepare our kids for the world that we're living in.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I am excited to get to one of your sessions. As I said, I don't think it'll be this July or August, but you never know. So thank you so much for joining us, and look forward to announcing some additional future trips or future destinations with you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me here. I'm so excited about this, and when you guys send the contact form, if you have any questions, just pop your questions into the message field. I'll respond to any of them. I know there's so many things to cover and so many, doubts you might have and questions and, around childcare and diets and travel and all of this, especially now. So I'm always here, looking to help you as much as I can.
Absolutely. Well, thank you everybody for watching, whether you're watching live with us right now or watching in the replay. Thank you for taking part in our second Friday Live. We have so many exciting visitors coming up over the next few weeks. The whole purpose of Friday Live is to give support to the community, help you in terms of your travel, help you learn new skills, make you aware of opportunities. Next week, I'm really excited to be talking with Jimmy and Sandy Phelan, who are incredible video producers. They've got a super popular YouTube channel, and next week they're going to be going live, giving hints and tips on how you can make better quality videos of your travels. So again, thank you so much, Kate, and we'll keep in touch and talk soon. Okay, thank you very much. All right, bye everybody. To find out more about the Family Workation, visit www.thefamilyworkation.com and be sure to mention Worldschooling Central to grab your incredible free bonus.